Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Tiffany, aka Black Excess Rose. On here we talk about all things astrology, the power of your subconscious mind, relationships, and a lot more. So today I would like to get into the differences between December Capricorns and January Capricorns. There are quite a few similarities between us, but we also have lots of differences, and I want to just get into these differences because I find them quite interesting. And when I interact with Capricorns, I can usually tell like if they're December or January based off of their personality, their mannerisms, and their habits. And the thing with December Capricorns is that they have an influence from Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is the zodiac sign right before Capricorn. So it's kind of like if you are a December Capricorn, you're kind of on the cusp. What we say a cusp in astrology is like when you're in between two signs. So if you're born in late December, you know, from the 29th, the 30th December, or the 28th even, you're gonna be like, the Capricorn is going to have more Sagittarius elements or traits. Not saying that they don't have Capricorn traits or they don't, you know, act like a Capricorn, but they do kind of have some kind of influence from Sagittarius, and I'm gonna list and get into that. In terms of like explaining Capricorns, I do feel that I'm able to articulate us very well. I do have Aquarius in my Mercury, and that rules communication. So I feel that I'm able to articulate us in a way that's just understandable, or in a way that, you know, that people can get, because sometimes we're not really the most comprehensible sign, or we're not easy to read, and that comes with Capricorn actually. Like we're not the most emotional sign, but we are quite interesting, like when you take the time to get to know us, because we are an earth sign, so we take our time with things and we're steady moving. So that's one of our traits. And the thing with December Capricorns is that since they have that influence from Sagittarius, they can be more impatient, because Sagittarius is a fire sign and they like things to happen quickly, I find, or they like to move on quickly from situations. Like I find with Sagittarius people, they don't want to stay in the same place repeating the same thing over and over again. They don't really like routine that much, or they can get bored or tired of routine. So I find with December Capricorns, they can be more impatient than us, because we're usually like, I'm a January Capricorn, and we're usually, you know, slow, and you know, we take our time with things, we don't rush, and we like to think things through. Sometimes we overanalyze in our head, like, oh, am I doing this the right way? Am I, you know, we kind of want to make sure things are planned out before we jump into it. But sometimes with the December Capricorns, they might be a bit more impulsive, and that comes from the Sagittarius, because I do find that with December Capricorns, they can speak their mind more quickly than us, or just they can share things really out in the open, you know. Whereas I feel that January Capricorns are more reserved at first when getting to know people. Like we're not just gonna like share everything with people we don't know right away. I mean, unless we have a lot of fire in our chart, we're not going to do that, because we want to establish a connection with the other person. We want to take our time to actually get to know the person. We place value and importance on solid connections and friendships. So if we're willing to meet people and willing to make friends and all that, we want to lay down a framework where we can actually get to know the person, find out what they're into, and take time. We're not going to rush the friendship. It's not like a deadline or hurry to rush a friendship for us anyway. We want to actually learn many different things about who we're hanging out with or who we're dating and all. At least with December Capricorns, they can be more honest with their opinions or how they feel in the moment, because Sagittarius people like to do things in the moment compared to us January Capricorns. They can just, that can be a good thing. Like if you're somebody that likes to converse and live in the moment and all that, or if you're very social butterfly. And I think that December Capricorn, when they say, oh, Capricorns are boring, blah, blah, blah. Maybe if you were to find a December Capricorn, they would be more lively or more fun or just more communicative than the January Capricorn, because January Capricorns do take their time to open up to people. And I mean, they can be polite and nice and all that. I find that Capricorn people are polite and nice, but if you want to get to know, really know a Capricorn, then you're gonna have to spend some time with them, because you're not gonna automatically find out everything about them when you first meet them, especially with a January Capricorn, because a December Capricorn might share more information with you, as fire signs do. They say, oh, I'm from so-and-so, I'm this age, I do this, blah, 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 blah. A January Capricorn isn't going to necessarily tell you their whole life story on the first-hand encounter. So maybe with the December Capricorn, they might be able to do that. But then again, they are still Capricorns and they still have that Saturn influence. So they will have some form of self-control and restriction and all that. So they can share, but they're not necessarily going to share everything. It really depends on the situation. But like I said, compared to January Capricorns, they are more generous when it comes to opening up and speaking their mind and all this kind of stuff. Like with people, they don't have to be like serious friends or connections. It could just be random even. And obviously, each Capricorn individual will be different, but I notice with Capricorns, they do have a sense of tradition, even if they live an alternative lifestyle, or they are even like a backpacker or someone traveling around the world, or if they are a musician or an artist. Even if they have an alternative lifestyle, I do find the Capricorns hold on to certain traditions. They hold on to certain things, and traditions vary, depending on a person's culture and background and faith and religion. So what would be a tradition? Okay, so one of the traditions would be for certain holidays, like for Easter, Thanksgiving, maybe that Capricorn might want to decorate their house with decorations that are suited to that season and that holiday season. So they would decorate their house with Easter eggs for Easter. They might make a food that's related to the Easter season, like hot cross buns, stuff like that. Or they might want to go out with their family and friends to a restaurant for Easter season, or just plan an activity around that time. That's what I mean by traditions, and how they can vary. It could be something religious, it can be something to do with the holiday seasons, it can be just doing things a certain way. I find with earth signs, we can sometimes, I know it might sound bad to some people, but sometimes we have certain things that we like to repeat or do and follow through. It's like a tradition with us. Even if we were to move somewhere or take on a new kind of lifestyle, we'll still bring those traditions with us. We'll still incorporate those traditions into whatever we are, whatever we're doing, you know, it doesn't really disappear, go away. So December Capricorns definitely, you know, have some traditions and things that they hold on to and value. It's just, I find that they're more extroverted than January Capricorns, and I do find that they are able to speak their mind and share things very quickly, very fast. And they are a bit impatient, but that definitely comes with fire signs, the impatience, like with Aries, Leo people, you know, they're a bit impatient sometimes. So obviously, you know, if someone has lots of Sagittarius in their chart, they're prone to being a bit impatient, I'd say. But sometimes it's a good thing, because they can get so many things done or so many things accomplished in a short amount of time, and that impatience and rush has its benefits, I'd say. And yeah, so let me know what you think about December Capricorns and January Capricorns, because we always have these discussions. Like, I'm a part of zodiac and astrology group chats, like WhatsApp groups and all that, and we always have these discussions about the differences, you know, even with Aquarius. Like, there's so many different types of Aquarius people, so I do find it interesting, you know, comparing December and January Capricorns. And yeah, like, I do find that with that whole Sagittarius energy, it's more lively, it's more energetic, and just it can be random sometimes. Like, I've met some December Capricorns, and they say, oh my god, I'm just like you, you know, like, because they know I'm a Capricorn, they find out I'm a Capricorn. They say, I'm just like you, blah blah, but they're very vocal about it, you know. They'll say how we're similar, they'll communicate it a lot. Whereas I find with January Capricorns, we don't necessarily have to communicate every single thing. Capricorns are also very intuitive, you know, we're introspective, so we read things internally on the inside, and we don't necessarily share it, because that would be like extroverted, or that would be, I don't know what the word is for, but that would be more extroverted to share, you know, how you feel out in the open. But we process things internally, because we're thinking it through in our mind, we're processing it in our mind and trying to comprehend and trying to learn from it. So that's the thing with January Capricorns, definitely very intuitive, and we don't necessarily have to, like, we can feel emotions and all that, we can feel the energies in the room, and read people that way as well. We can read people that way and analyze people without making it seem like we're doing it, if that makes sense. So we'll just be observing and watching, but we're not going to question, you know, outright, like interrogate. No, we're just going to be observing you, seeing how you act and how you respond to the people around you and all this kind of stuff. So, and you know, it's not a big deal, because everyone does it. Like, people do it to everyone, you know, people do it to me, their friends, their family, whoever. So it's not something you should be scared of, or oh my god, like, that's so creepy, but everyone does it, so it's normal. unless you want to act like it's not normal and you've never done it before, but I'm sure you have. So I find that since December Capricorns are more adventurous and more energetic and high energy, they can definitely start a lot of new things, like start a lot of new clubs. They can start new groups and social kind of events and all this kind of stuff. So they're definitely social butterflies. They can move around very easily, because sometimes Capricorns do feel, I don't know what it is, but it's like, since Saturn is our ruling planet, sometimes we feel a bit restricted by certain things, or it might have been how a Capricorn was brought up, like certain rules, So sometimes we do feel a bit of restriction, but maybe with the December Capricorns, it might not be that way. It might be more easy, more go with the flow with them. You know, they might be able to move around very easily without feeling kind of like a weight on them. So maybe, I don't know. I mean, you'd have to tell me in the comments, but I do find that Sagittarius, that energy, you know, is very free and very, it's like the traveler, it's the backpacker, it is the person that starts new things, new events, new clubs, and doesn't wait around, because fire, that element fire is a starter, a quick starter, and we use fire to get things started, to heat up our food. We use it to keep warm in the winter, so we use it to start things. And fire signs are able to start lots of different businesses, clubs, activities, social groups, you name it. Like, they can invent things as well, because there's so many thoughts going on in their head, and they can come up with whatever they please. So another thing I'd like to point out between December Capricorns and January Capricorns is the jokes and the energy. Like, the energy is a bit different. So with December Capricorns, they might be more childish sometimes, or more kind of like fun and crack a lot of jokes. And December Capricorns definitely get that from Sagittarius, because Sagittarius people can be really funny and like they're quick-witted, so they can instantly come up with a joke or make fun of all kinds of things around them and situations. So December Capricorns definitely have that trait from Sagittarius, like where they can just come up with a bunch of jokes and be really funny and hilarious, whereas January Capricorns are known to be more serious and more stern, and that obviously comes from Saturn, our ruling planet. So, you know, when people say, or memes and people online say, oh, Capricorns are serious, you know, like Scorpio, oh, they're stern, they're serious, or even like with Capricorn children, like when you see a Capricorn child, a baby, you're like, oh my goodness, you know, your baby's so serious, you know, your baby is it's like an adult, because we are known for aging in reverse. Capricorn is a sign that is known for aging in reverse. So when you interact with a January Capricorn, you might feel like, oh my goodness, this person is so serious. And one of the reasons I'd say that January Capricorns are serious is because number one is Saturn, because you need to kind of learn about planets and all that and their influence on zodiac signs like Uranus, Neptune, Saturn. You need to learn Pluto, you know, because if you like research the planets and what they symbolize, what they mean, and how they influence and impact astrology signs, you will understand things more, what I'm saying more. Because if you haven't done that kind of research, what I'm saying might not really click, or you might not understand. So with astrology, you know, you don't have to jump into everything, but I do recommend learning about even the planets and what they symbolize, what they mean, because it's interesting, and it will help you comprehend astrology signs even more than, you know, just reading a horoscope in a magazine. So definitely do that research if you're interested. But yeah, so we're known for being serious and all that. And another reason I'd say that January Capricorns are serious, and a lot of people don't kind of address or mention this, is because with January Capricorns, when you first meet them, they want to kind of see who you are, or read who you are, because they don't know you. So if you're reading someone in the first-hand encounter, yes, you can be polite, you can be nice, but obviously you want to be observing them because you want to know who you're dealing with. Who am I dealing with? You know, am I dealing with a good person, bad person? Am I dealing with a joker? Am I dealing with a teacher, an educator, someone that can share knowledge with me? Who am I dealing with? Who is this person that's coming to me? Are they trying to sell me something? Do they want my money? Do they want my time? Do they want my body? Like, do they just like me for how I look? You know, who am I dealing with? So when you interact with a Capricorn on the first hand encounter and you say, oh my goodness, this person's so serious. Like, this person's so serious. It's for a reason, I'd say. Like, we are very rational people. We're very, like I said before, you know, we process things internally. We try to make sense. We try to make sense because earth signs they're like earth-based, so they like to make sense and be able to comprehend things because we do well in this material realm, or we are able to function in this material realm, third dimension and whatnot. And we like to make sense of things. That doesn't mean that we're not spiritual. I'm definitely a spiritual earth sign, and I can get into spirituality all day, every day, especially because I have Pisces and Aquarius. However, not every earth sign is like me. So we want to make sense of things. Even if we are spiritual, we still want to make sense of things, and we want to know who we're dealing with. Because even if you are into spirituality, you still have certain things you have to deal with in this material realm. You need to eat, you need to do, you know, go about your business, right? So with us, obviously, you know, it's not like we're going to just be a free-for-all in the first hand encounter and be like ditzy and no, we're gonna, you know, like, who are you? Who am I dealing with, you know? I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to check out more of my content. I will definitely be making more astrology videos in the future and talking about Capricorn as well. There's so much to get into and I barely scratched the surface, but stay tuned, and you can subscribe if you want, if you enjoy this video, and hit the bell notification to get more updates. But that is all for now. Do share your comments and opinions below this video. All right, take care. Bye-bye.